Hi everyone, this is your daily tarot reading for Monday the 20th of November. Thanks for joining me. I'm using the Hanson Roberts Tarot today, so let's have a look at what's coming up for you today. I'm going to choose 3 cards to give you an insight into the day's energy and what you'll be working with. So let's shuffle the cards a little bit. See what they want you to know. So we've got the Tower in reverse, we've got the Devil, and we've got the Queen of Pentacles. Okay, so the Tower, when it's this way around, you can see a very dramatic scene. Lightning strikes this tower, someone goes tumbling, 2 people go tumbling, and things just collapse and disintegrate. This crown is being dislodged, so something that has really been built, a structure of authority, royalty. You know, in this tower, the people who govern this whole land, the people who rule, they're in charge. And the card kind of shows that no matter how powerful or distinguished or settled and secure you feel, things can always just out of the blue disintegrate, collapse. Nothing is permanent. You know, everything here on planet Earth we rent, and it's a card that really indicates that life is changeable and nothing is permanent. The card is in reverse, and when it's in reverse, it's about lightning striking in a positive way, saying, you know, it's time to build something for yourself. So you may argue, well, why should I build something if nothing is permanent anyway, and if I have to go through this whole process again? But that's, you know, what we do in life. We build certain things for a while, they work. After a while, they don't work, and then we move on to other things. Some things can last 70 years, other things can last 2 years, but the important thing is that you use your energy and your inspiration, and you trust that, and you say, this is something worth doing, and I'm going to try it, and I'm going to use my energy to build this tower for myself, this structure in my life, because it's something that I'm interested in and something that I feel worth doing, even if it may be temporary, even if there aren't any guarantees that this is a permanent thing. So you go into the week with a sense of power, a sense of fire, a sense that you can make changes in the world, that you can build your own tower, that you can get to the top, that you can get to a place of, like a king or a queen, you can get to a place of, you know, ruling and being in charge of your own life and enjoying some sense of security as a result of listening to your own feelings, your own intuition, and then taking action on that. The next card is the Devil, and the Devil is about focusing on the physical things and being overly focused on the physical. We've got this pentagram there with the 2 points up and the point of spirit pointing down. So it's about putting physical limits and constraints over spiritual constraints. And when you do that, you suffer, like these 2 poor souls here who are being harassed by this horrible looking devil. So when you put your circumstances in front of what you're feeling, then you're going to have problems. So for instance, if you want to be an architect, but you've just graduated high school, you don't have the grades to get into university, nor do you have the money to get into university, then you think, well, my hopes and dreams aren't going to come true because I don't have the money and I don't have the grades, so it's not going to work. There's always another way around it. There is, if you truly want to be an architect and that's your desire, there is a way to build this in your real life. So maybe you have to do another year at a college to get the grades to get into university, or maybe doing that additional year somewhere to get your grades up. You could take on an extra job to start paying for some of the tuition fees, or maybe you could even consider going to Europe where you don't have to pay tuition fees for university, like in Central Europe, for instance. So there are always other ways of overcoming obstacles, but if you let the obstacles that life presents you with dictate what you're going to do, you're never going to get anywhere. If you accept what life gives you and just say, well, everything is as it's meant to be, I will just accept everything that comes my way, my circumstances, and I'm not going to change anything myself, then your life is going to look very small, and you're always just reacting to what your circumstances are. So if you're really lucky and you've been born into a wonderful, wealthy family and you can just do whatever you want, then that's great. But if you are born into a family where there's no money and you have these big dreams, but you look at your circumstances and you say, well, you know, that dream may be there, but it's for other people to realize, not for me, because I'm in this situation and I have to stay in this situation. And that's the devil. If you start thinking like that, the devil, by the way, sits in our heads. I don't believe in the Christian heaven and hell. I really think that the devil is a symbol of the ego, which is in our heads while we're here on planet Earth, and which constantly tells us about duality, that things are either good or bad, or black and white, or up and down, or left or right, and it's this sense of being separated from spirit. And when you think along those lines, then it's very difficult to build something new, because you're just thinking about what already is, and it totally negates any kind of inspiration or insight or personal desires or passion, and you're just living your life based on what is and what isn't. And the way to live your life is to dream big and to ignore your circumstances, to turn the devil upside down, to listen to spirit and to say, do you know what, regardless of whether I have money or grades or whatever it is, I'm going to focus on what I really truly desire, and I'm going to find a way to kind of muddle my way through the circumstances and obstacles, and I'm going to get to where I want to go regardless of what the admissions team at the university says, or regardless of what my financial circumstances are right now. I'm going to build this tower whether the world wants it or not. I'm just going to do it. And on this day, you can have that certainty to really create things if you overlook the circumstances, you see them as temporary, as something that you can sidestep, which you can, and get to this place, being the Queen of Pentacles, where you are in a place that is financially stable and secure and rich and abundant, and you've got this cute little bunny and everything's wonderful. But the irony here is with the Queen of Pentacles, at least this is the experience I've had in my life, as long as I did work for money and I focused on my circumstances and said, oh, okay, there's a job for a journalist going and I happen to have a degree in that, I'll take that job, my life didn't work. And when I started to say, okay, what is my real inspiration? Oh, okay, the real inspiration is tarot and astrology, but there's no way that I'm going to be able to pay this. Well, or there's absolutely no way that I'm going to be able to make a living or be independent or pay my bills with that. So I have to give up and just do the journalism job, for instance. Then I'm listening to the ego and I'm letting my circumstances beat me, and I don't get to this place of enjoyment. When I turn my back on the circumstances on my life and I say, okay, I do love this. I know that it seems difficult and impossible, but I'm going to ignore that and I'm just going to listen to my guidance and my desires. And because the reason I have a desire to do this, there's a reason for it. I mean, that desire comes from somewhere. It comes from my higher self. It comes from the universe. It's given to me for a reason. So if I don't ignore it and actually use the energy in a way to overcome my limitations in life, then I get myself in a position that's comfortable and that's abundant and fulfilling and easy. But she didn't get rich and she didn't get to be the Queen of Pentacles by only working in jobs and working her way up and listening to permission from other people and never kind of asserting herself. She got there by thinking about who she truly is, what she has to offer the world, what value she brings, and to find a way over the things that block her in life and to create something for herself. And that's why she's the queen. Remember, the court cards are page, knight, and then king and queen. You have to kind of work your way through these things and overcome difficult circumstances so you can get to a place that you're happy with. And that's what you're able to do today. So don't let the limitations of your actual life kind of enslave you and make you feel like you're just going through the motions. Think about what truly makes you happy, where you want to be in a year from now, 2 years from now, how you can get rid of this card and kind of fast track yourself to get to this. And again, like I said, it's ironic that the Queen of Pentacles, who's all about flowers, which cost money, and fruit, which cost money, and beautiful clothes and a crown, it's interesting that the Pentacle is the right way up. Spirit, earth, air, fire, water. You only succeed in the physical, real world when you put spirit first and you turn your back on the financial circumstances, you turn your back on the devil, you turn your back on the ego, negative voice, and you turn that around and you say, spirituality comes first. My inner insights and the lightning that strikes me internally is the most important thing in my life. That's when you begin to succeed in the real world. And I think that's a mistake I've made, and that's a mistake lots of people make. They try and compete with others, and they try and get into situations where they feel they can slot in, instead of saying, I am unique and special, and what opportunities can I create for myself, and how can I build my own tower instead of taking up residence in someone else's. And I think that's the big thing. So we've got 15 here and 16, which is 31, and a court card, that's 32. 3 and 2 is 5, and 5 in numerology is about freedom. So you're getting some really, really good inspirations and fiery kind of life purpose messages today. Don't ignore them. Don't dismiss them. Don't let your circumstances say, oh, well, it's just a dream. It'll never happen in reality. Stick with it. Find ways of bridging this gap and get to the place where you want to get to in life. And today is a day where you're really empowered and you're really getting a lot of insights that help you overcome fear and that can help you build a wonderful, solid and permanent, well, long-term anyway, nothing's permanent. Our bodies aren't permanent, buildings aren't permanent, but a long-term positive structure in your life that you can enjoy and where you can enjoy the abundance. So this is a daily reading. This isn't for the rest of your life. This is for Monday, the 20th of November. So what can you do today to get to that place? What can you change? What circumstances and obstacles can you overcome by applying your energy? And that's all you need to do today. So I hope you have a wonderful start to the week. If you'd like a private reading with me, then please get in touch via my website. It's gregoryscott.com. Please subscribe to this YouTube channel, and I'll speak to you tomorrow.